Dylan, born Robert Allen Zimmerman, is an American singer, songwriter, writer, actor, painter, and visual artist, and an important figure in popular culture for more than 50 years. Much of his most celebrated work dates from the 60s, when songs like "Blowin' in the Wind" became inspirations for the civil rights and opposition to the Vietnam War.
Nobel Prize in Literature 2016 goes to Bob Dylan. The Nobel Prize in Literature is a Swedish literary prize that is awarded annually since 1901 to an author from any country who has, in the words of the will of Swedish industrialist Alfred Nobel, in the field of literature, produced the most outstanding work in an idealistic direction. 16. The Nobel Prize for Literature went to singer Bob Dylan. The Nobel Foundation reported that he was living up to the award for having created new poetic expressions within the great American song. Bob Dylan won the Nobel Prize for Literature. In addition to what was said by the Nobel Foundation, the following reasons are cited. 1. The singer is acclaimed above all for the poetry of his lyrics. 2. He created political questioning and was against religious exploration in the interest of a more equal humanity. 3. His lyric portrayed the vanguard of rights. 4. Bob Dylan arguably made the lyrics more important than the music.
Blowin' in the Wind was written and recorded in the early 60s. The song is a manifesto from freedom and was soon incorporated into acts contrary to the Vietnam War. The song opens the album The Freewheeling Bob Dylan, released in 1963, just months before the assassination of John F. Kennedy. In November of that year, Lyndon Johnson assumed the presidency, reinforced USA participation in the war, but despite all the efforts of the United States, North Vietnam wins the war, imposing a shameful defeat on the Yankees. 1963 also brought other important productions in the field of music. Among them, we can highlight the release of the Beatles' debut album, Please Please Me, the record of the LP Getz and Gilberto, a landmark of Bossa Nova, the launch of the composer of Desafinado Plays, Tom Jobim's first album, and the arrival of Jorge Benjor on the Brazilian music scene with his Samba Esquenta Novo.
How many roads must a man walk down before you can call ring a man? Yes, and how many shears must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must cannibals fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many years can a mountain exist before it is ashed to sea? Sheets, and how many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times must a man turn in disease, and pretend that heat just doesn't cheer? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Yes, angel is blowing in the wind. How many times must I look up before you can the sky? Yes, and how many years must old men have before you can hear people cry? Yes, and many deafens will it take to hear knows. That too many peoples have died. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
The meaning of this song has divided the opinion of critics and fans since its release. While questioning status, peace, war, his ambiguous response, "The answer, my friend, is blowing the wind," can either mean that it is as obvious as the wind or as intangible as it is. There is a Portuguese version recorded by Gianna Pequeno from Bahia at the end of the 70s.